Alright, I'm back again. Finally hit 2,000 classical last stream, so that was great to knock out that milestone. So now I guess my task is to defend that rating and to try to improve even more. So I guess I'll keep doing more of the same, play classical. If people in the chat want to play me any time control, I'm happy to do that too. I haven't done really a mix-it-up stream in a while. I've mostly just been doing classical, so I'd be willing to do Blitz or 960 or something crazy like that. But otherwise, I'll probably just stick with classical and continue making progress there, I guess. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll start with some puzzles. This looks like it wins 2 pieces for the rook after takes, and then here I don't see how the queen defends the bishop. Yeah, I mean, surely white's winning after that. It doesn't want a ton of material. Here first, I don't think really works. Like trying to open the rook's eyes here. I mean, maybe this first, but I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Then here. And take a check. Good deal. I mean, this looks simple, but effective. He has to go here to stop the mate threat, and then I can take, and he can't take back because of this pin. Just want to make sure there's not any... It's like here takes... Yeah, he can't take here because he's still getting mated. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess this knight is hanging. Mind if I take the pawn? Okay. Thinking it's gonna be this. So if I play this check, he can throw the bishop in the way. This check doesn't seem like it can be blocked. So... probably just winning the rook. Yeah, and if king f6, then queen e6 is mate. So now I can just win the rook with check. Man, is queen e6 still good? Queen e6, he blocks with a knight. With either knight. Yeah, I guess that doesn't work. Same with rook e6. He might not could even take the bishop because of queen or rook e6. I want to try to get some mating idea, but not sure how I can keep the knight and the queen off of this square. I mean, I kind of want to just try to, like, trade off a knight. That just seems slow. I don't know. I mean, there's this to open up a square, but again, don't really see what I can force there. I'd love for this bishop to get active or this rook, but I mean, again, seems like it's going to take too many moves. Hello, I am very big noob. Hello, Skittles. Maybe how to change the board? How's it going, Pass Pawn? Any idea how to change the board? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like the color of the board? Or the pieces? Or the size? Or what? You can go to, like, okay, you can't really see it, but in the top right, I think if you click your username, then you can go to board theme here. I think, yeah, and then you can pick your colors here. And there's also piece set and board geometry, and all the settings are here. Yeah, no problem. Oh, I think I've overlooked something pretty simple. This rook check he has to take, and then I have a fork. I mean, he's getting a knight and a rook for the queen, so again, it's not a huge material plus, but then again, afterwards I've got g5, the knight moves, the queen coming here. So that's probably it. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go ahead and find a game then. I actually did okay with those tactics. A lot better than the tactics session I had yesterday, so. Alright, so I gotta win this game to hold on to my 2000 rating. I should mention my next big milestone is actually not a chess rating, but I'm pretty close to hitting affiliate for Twitch, which would mean that I can have subscribers and people can give me bits and I can run ads and all that fun stuff. So that would be nice to hit. It's possible that I could hit that today or tomorrow, depending on how popular these streams are. Pretty sure just knight c3 is the move here. No, actually, you need 50 followers for affiliate, and then there's some other requirements. So the one that I'm missing is over the last 30 days, you have to have an average of 3 people watching your stream. So that's the one I'm stuck on. You have to have 50 followers, average of 3 viewers, and you have to have streamed for like a certain number of days and a certain number of hours over the last 30 days or something. Nah, you're asking the wrong guy for tips on gaining follows. I mean, I think you're partnered with Lichess too, right? Like you're signed up to have the little streaming icon and all that. That really helped me, I think. It just helped people find me. Yeah, exactly. One thing I could say for you, and maybe this isn't necessary, but I noticed on your stream you don't have like a webcam, you don't have your face shown. I feel like, I mean, I understand if you don't want to do it, and it's probably not necessary, but I think people probably feel a little more engaged if they can see you. But that's, you know, personal taste, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I don't have a webcam. I'm just using, like, the cheap one that's built into my laptop. How can my laptop be powerful enough to act as a webcam? I don't know. I'm amazed that my laptop can handle all this. Some days it seems like it can't. Like, this is just I mean, this isn't like a gaming laptop or anything. It's just a laptop that I bought like 5 years ago. I've got a good internet connection. I guess that's the big thing. I've got fiber internet, so that helps. Okay, I think I want to just ignore this tension. I don't think I mind him taking. So probably just castle. Right, yeah, I mean, there's no real strain on the video card from anything else. I mean, I've noticed, like, my stream quality is, like, it doesn't look as sharp as, like, if you watch Hikaru's stream or, you know, someone who's, like, an actual professional doing it. Like, their frame rate's a lot better. Yeah, I thought usually they played e5 instead of c5. I guess that's more of a King's Indian setup. My knight looks good here. I mean, it seems like my bishop should probably come to e3, but I wonder if I need to play h3 to stop that first. I guess this isn't a move, because I've got some guys there. So in that case, probably just bishop e3 here. I don't think the bishop's gonna be productive anywhere else. Yeah, we can play later if you like. Yeah, I hope you have a good stream. Not sure how black will want to continue here. It's interesting. It sort of invites f4. I don't know if this is really the correct time to launch a kingside attack. I guess his idea is to bring a knight to g4 after all. So if I play f4, I might end up having to play h3 too, so I don't know if I want to do that. Hey Metal Eagle, how's it going? I could just play h3 now, and if this knight lingers here, maybe I get f4 and like g4 and can really start something on the king side here. That's kind of going all in, but he's sort of lagging in development over here, so it might be justified. I don't think I want to see a knight landing here, so I'm just going to play h3 and I'm not going to make a decision about this sort of, you know, push just yet, but see how he reacts. I'm doing pretty good. How's it going, Alonzo? Oh, it's snowing there? It didn't snow here all year, so maybe you're getting what we missed. Trying to see what other plans I could have. Like if there's any sort of queenside attack I could try to go for. Like trying to get c5 in. c5 is probably not a bad idea, but I think I need to stop him from playing d5 in response. Which I could do by just moving this knight, but the knight's on a pretty good square. Okay, now queen d2 is kind of a free move. Just attacks this pawn. He might play g5, which would sort of stop f4. Or it might make f4 even better, because I can trade off some pawns in front of his king. Okay, let's just do that. That seems like a reasonable move anyway. The queen's no longer needed to watch g4. I guess king h7 is another idea. Doesn't seem like that helps him, though. I think me getting my queen out of the way of my rook communication was probably more valuable. Yeah, actually, now I was just looking at this. I think f4 is even better now. Because f4, I mean, he's either got to take or move the knight. So f4, if he takes, I take with the bishop, I won this pawn again. And I mean, I'm opening my rook up. He doesn't have the option of pushing because his knight is under attack. I guess knight g6 is now an option. But that's still, I'm winning a pawn. And I'm really opening up his king. Could also take with the rook, but I think I want to renew the threat on h6. This adds even more pressure to h6, but he could trade it off, and I'm not sure about that resulting structure. I mean, I have the two bishops. Hmm. Okay, I need to just move. The Swiss cheese defense for black. Yeah, it's definitely got some holes. I had a lot of different ideas I was thinking about there. I was thinking about G4. I mean, I mentioned I was thinking about this, but I thought he just took that out. Thought about trying to get this knight involved, but this pawn hangs. I think the bishop move frees some options up for the rook. Not saying I'll sack the exchange, but... In fact, I really doubt I'll sack the exchange. Also thought about like king h1 or h2 to get a rook to g1 and do this. What do you do? Okay. So yeah, my idea was actually to play rook f4 and then come to h4. I guess knight here is a defense for that. I think his knight's better on this square blocking this pawn though, because I could get that pawn out of the way, this diagonal opens up. Yeah, I'm gonna try this idea. Okay, so I guess he's gonna try to defend this way. Then my rook gets to sit on h4, though. So let's do that. Yeah, I missed that after knight g6. I was thinking after knight g6 I would actually just bring this rook over and sack the exchange. But then I just realized that if he takes, then he gets a fork, and that's a little too much. Didn't see a good follow-up at that point. So the rook f4 idea probably didn't work, but I think now it might be working. Also, the rook defends this pawn, so this knight can actually move. g4 might be more of an idea now. And I accidentally defended his threat. Didn't even see that threat. Yeah. Well, I could sack the exchange. My opponent's giving me time. That's very kind of him. Don't know why, but... I guess I really don't have much choice. There's no safe square for the rook. Taking here, he takes. That doesn't look so good. So? Probably rook f1 next. Well, I guess I have to deal with that threat. This is a move. Kind of feels like I'm giving away all my pieces. Giving away all my attacking pieces. Maybe he could even take and win my bishop. That said, other defenses don't look so good. Yeah, I think this is what I need to do. Bishop h3 might be an idea for him. I'm thinking I could take, but that looks pretty scary. Take the knight, that is. I guess right now I could just take the bishop. If bishop h3, just g takes h3. So yeah, I guess that doesn't work. Definitely still want to bring my rook over to f1. Because then this knight gets sort of pinned, because rook takes f7 would be probably not good for him. I wonder if he's calculating this or this. I don't think either works, but they do get complicated. So if knight g6, I think rook f1. So I don't think that there's a threat after knight g6. Yeah, and I think either of these sacrifices, I'm just taking the piece. Draw the arrow right. I think either one of those, I just take it. So for him, I think it's really just a matter of deciding if he thinks he can hold this position after knight g6, or if he needs to kind of go all out. I don't see another move that makes sense besides these, but been wrong before. Another move I could consider after knight g6 is bishop here, overprotecting this pawn. And I mean, I would love to move the pawn one day and open up the diagonal. But that needs to be at the right moment because I'm also opening up his queen. I think rook f1's better though. Yeah, rook f1's definitely better. I hope that it wasn't my opponent's intention that by giving me a lot of time, I would give him a lot of time, because I don't do that. He didn't have to give me time. We agreed to a 15-minute game. running pretty low here. I guess he could also be thinking about sacking the exchange back, but I guess I'm just gonna win on time. I mean, is my browser frozen or something? That's weird that he would let time run out there. I mean, I think knight g6 and white's doing pretty good, but I mean, it's certainly not a resignable position, so I don't know why he let time run out. Wow, and it actually says... Okay, yeah, it does say bishop takes h3. It's made... Okay. I guess it's a complicated position, because Stockfish is... At first it said black was a little better, now it's saying, oh yeah, white's actually better, but the sacrifice is still the best move. Challenging position for black, definitely. Yeah, now it is... changing its mind and going back to g6, and it does say rook f1's the best move. Rook f1 I figured kind of threatens knight d5, because if the knight moves, I can take here, and it just doesn't look good. I mean, I don't know if black gets mated, but looks unpleasant. So okay, let's look at the full game. I'm pretty pleased with the game. I mean, I think I want to do better about, you know, especially when I'm white, you know, getting an initiative and just kind of keeping the pressure going. And it seems like I did a good job of that this game. Although, I think my opponent probably played a little bit inaccurately, which helped out. Yeah, and I don't see d6 too much. Yeah, the old Indian defense. It seems like most people are either playing g6 or e6. Okay, knight c3 was the main move. Was g6 the main move here? Not really. e4 is the main move. Oh, you play a lot of old Indian? Okay. So you can be really critical of black's move. I would kind of think that if you're playing, like, if you want to play g6 on move 3, why wouldn't you just play it on move 2? But, I don't know. I've never fully understood the point of d6. I guess you want to get your bishop out somewhere, but... Seems like usually black wants to develop this bishop first. Okay, e4 was the main move. Knight f3 was the main move. Bishop e2 was the main move. This is just like almost automatic for me in d4 openings if they don't challenge the center. And yeah, e5 is the main move here, as past pawn alluded to. But c5 is also a move. Okay, castling was correct. In real old Indians, is that like even older than the old Indian? You play knight bd7, e5, and bishop e7. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than... this just feels like kind of a hybrid King's Indian, old Indian, I guess. An old King's Indian. I don't know, I probably shouldn't try to talk about openings since I clearly don't know that much theory. And yeah, taking I just get to sort of improve the knight. Knight c6 was the main move. Computer already really likes white here. Bishop e3 was the main move. I mean, this is all just really natural development, so I'm glad that I was able to... glad that he let me play this way. And yeah, main move is bishop d7 here. Makes sense. He never really did anything with that bishop. f3, interesting. I guess it's the same idea of just controlling g4. I thought I might want to play f4 all in one move, so that's why I sort of tended towards h3 there. Though, to be fair, I mean, later in the game, h3 was actually a target once his rook got on the open G line, but kind of hard to see at this point that the G file is going to open up. C5 by black is only good when white plays bishop G5. Idea being, if I play bishop G5 and the e-pawn hasn't moved, then there's not really any action here. Or he wouldn't want to move the e-pawn and sort of create that, so he plays C5 instead. Okay, so H3 has also been played a couple times, but F3 is more common. What did the computer like? Computer liked F3 too. And now we're basically out of theory. Yeah, yeah, H6 kind of felt like a bit of a wasted move. Computer, okay, now it likes Queen D2. I wasn't really threatening like Bishop G5 or anything. I guess maybe he wanted to play E6 and didn't want Bishop G5. And yeah, I thought King H7 was probably the best move here, rather than G5. And so every time I pushed an F for an H pawn, the computer wants me to push the other one. Now it's liking F4. F4 just felt like a really natural break since it's coming with tempo and sort of getting at the king structure. Kingside structure. G takes. Wow, it does want rook takes. I thought for sure I wanted to just have this lined up. But I mean, admittedly, in the game, I played bishop F4, bishop back to E3, rook F4, so yeah, with that in mind, bishop F4, or rook F4 rather, already has the idea of H4, so I could have sort of had the same ideas, but saved a tempo or two. Although after rook takes, knight G6 then. Maybe that's not the computer's idea. What if knight G6? Just rook back to F2, I don't care. It's... I mean, I guess I'm still kind of getting to double my rooks up for free. So that's an improvement point. Ah, I played the best. Okay, now it's changing its mind again. It liked bishop E3 for a second. I think my plan with the rook F4 was flawed though. Because I just missed that here, and if I try to sack the exchange, then he's got E5 with a fork. So I think that was a bad plan. And, computer likes it. I'm guessing if knight G6, the computer will still just go back to F2 or something. Yeah, or F1. Actually, it liked this bishop F8 move from him. Yeah, I also missed that now, like rook H4, knight G6 is a decent reply. For some reason I was thinking that knight G6 I could still just like take with the bishop, but obviously I can't. So I missed that too. It's a little inaccurate. Rook H6, the only move to keep my advantage, which, I mean, makes sense. I guess there's nowhere else for the rook to go. I'm losing the exchange, so I might as well get a pawn and open up his king some more. Take the bishop. Yeah, and this was... Yeah, it doesn't like knight H4. Yeah, it says my move is just good. I'm back to winning. Okay. Well, that was an interesting game. I still don't fully understand what happened with my opponent, just letting the time run out there. Maybe he had other things to do or something, because it didn't seem that dire. So So I'm up to 2010. Almost caught up to, you know, the modern era. Although I guess if I get up to 2020, I might have to self-isolate, so... Yeah, I don't see B6 a lot. I mean, I think I'm just going to play C4, because that's sort of familiar territory for me, but I'm guessing E4 is maybe the better move. But let's do C4. Then this, then this. So this is sort of transposing into a Queen's Indian-ish. Okay. Well, he's threatening to take here and win this pawn, so... maybe just bishop d3 or queen c2. Both may have to be played sooner or later. Let's just go bishop d3. Yeah, and this was why I was thinking queen c2 might have to be played too, because I can't push. Yeah. So, queen c2, any trouble? I don't see any. I guess this was also a move I should have considered. But, losing the pawn. Okay, now I like the idea of e5. Could also take first and then play e5. That might be better. My bishop's probably happier on this diagonal. And he can't take with... he's gonna have to recapture with the pawn, and then I can sort of leave this pawn here for him. So yeah, let's do that. And now if knight e4... yeah, I'm thinking just like f3 maybe. f3 looks odd. I could also just play knight e2, get ready to castle, and see if he'll trade off the knight on his own. I probably don't need to be in a hurry to rush the knight away. There's no threat on c3. Knight h3 is also possible, but maybe there's some merit to knight h3. And keep the idea of... actually, knight h3 does take away this square, so if I play f3, he can't retreat. And I mean, there's the idea of rerouting here. Alright, I think I've talked myself into knight h3. Okay, what was your line, Alonso? f5, e takes f. Oh, I didn't even see this idea. Bishop takes g2. Did he move now? f5, e takes f, bishop takes g2, queen h5 check. Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy line. I'm losing a rook, but his king's in trouble. If he had played f5, I might would have missed that, and we might would have gotten an interesting game. Okay. So now bishop e3 seems just about forced, because I would like to keep that pawn. I also could take here, which would win a pawn, since he cut off his bishop's support here, but do I want to open up his bishop? Probably not, and it doesn't actually win a pawn, because his queen and knight would be converging here. So yeah, let's just go here. Probably castle first before I try to untangle over here. You did miss a win Grand Platinum. Okay, f5. Now my e-pawn's passed. I like that. And he's not threatening f4. And f3 will still get rid of the knight, so... Maybe f3 should be played first, because it forces him to take my knight. I take back with the b pawn, I'm hitting the bishop. The bishop's got to move. Yeah, I think I like that. That also prevents him from trying to play g5, because he won't have adequate defense. He'll have to play h6 first if he wants to do that. Yeah, Grand Platinum, my first game was white in a old Indian defense. Ooh, I missed that check. Why am I missing checks? Well, knight f2 was already a thought, but I was really liking f4 better. But it looks like about the only move unless I want to go without castling, which I don't. A little worried now. He's got a lot of pressure. I could easily be overlooking something. Yeah, the first game, basically, I got a big initiative, and my opponent let the time run out. But it wasn't, like, over by any means. Ah, my opponent from Ukraine. Ukraine is not weak. Yes, very scary. Pretty scary. Yeah, that's not good. So I take here, he takes here, and he's winning my knight, too. But if I move the bishop, this pawn falls. G3. Takes. Yeah, but I want the queen, so that doesn't work. G3. Takes. He's got a... yeah. Maybe G3's the only way out of this. I thought a second ago I saw something about G3 I didn't like. I don't see any other way out of this mess, though. Alright, let's see what happens. Well, wait. Yeah. Yeah. If I take here, he takes here. It's possible the best thing to do here is just castle long. Down 2 pieces, but... or... 2 pawns. Yeah, I think that's best. I don't like the looks of this, taking here with check, and then the knight comes in. Yeah, okay. I mean, this has to be better. Doesn't have to be, but I don't see how it couldn't be. I was wondering if this was possible. Could also just try to trade. Man, I want to counterattack somehow. I'm just not sure that takes, bishop takes, queen here check. Just not sure that that goes anywhere. I mean, it probably does, but... maybe just here first. And then go crazy. Oh, you know what? This check is possible. That's gotta be the best move. Try to keep him in range. Yeah, let's throw that in. I don't like bishop takes h7 as much. I mean, you could be right, but I wanted to be threatening the rook and the skewer. Yeah, and like now... Don't blunder. Yeah, I thought that was basically needed. Okay, let's just take this. Try to restore material. God, I'm down on the clock. I'm wondering if queen b3 was any good. Threatening here and here. Although, the queen actually defends this. I missed that. Okay. Also, why didn't I look at this check? I just want to cut the king from running. Well, this is a serious threat. So I probably shouldn't allow that. And the queen coming there is going to be pretty annoying. Ah, it's too complicated. I think my idea still works. Looking good. don't think you can take it, but there might be another move. I mean, it's still not very clear after this. Not sure, I'm just thinking maybe I'm gonna want my queen to fend off the enemy queen. This is a threat too. I don't know what to do. He's so tied down. Probably everything wins. That looks pretty winning. Actually, the threat is here. That looks hard to stop. Did I survive? Is it over? Please? Ah. Okay. Still wins the queen. Oh, thank goodness. Nah, man, I can't rematch you. I gotta recover. That was too sharp. Thank you. Man, surely I was losing at some point. Like, oh, things got out of control. Yeah, I'm gonna flip to my full browser view so y'all can see the graph. It's a nice black's winning to white's completely winning to white blew it to white's back. Okay, white's back to completely winning. Black's completely winning. Way too sharp. I'm guessing f3 was a mistake because that allowed queen h4 check, and that's when everything sort of got out of hand. If I had just castled and played f3 the next move, then none of that would have been possible. I thought I should play f3 before he played h6, because if he played h6, then his knight could actually go to g5. But that's nothing compared to the headache that I got from queen h4 check and having to defend and try not to lose. And I mean, I was down 2 pawns. I think I got one back pretty quickly, but felt like I should have just been crushed. I mean, it looks like so far anyway, the computer says black was never better in the opening and middle game until the late middle game. So let's start at the beginning. Yeah, I don't know this b6 move at all. I see this is the English defense. I've never even heard of that. So that's interesting. I'm assuming all these were the main moves. Okay, e4 was the main move. I thought that might have been the case, but okay, c4 can also be played. Knight c3. a3 is the move here. Well, I mean, this pin did become very annoying, so certainly believable. Yeah, now bishop b4 is the main move. So it seems like my opponent knew this theory. f3 the main move here, which stops some of the knight unpleasantness. Yeah, f3 feels a little unnatural, but I guess it shouldn't, because I'm just really blunting that bishop. Okay, c takes was correct. e5 was correct. Okay, knight h3 was the novelty. Knight e2 is the more normal looking move, but I had dreams of maybe getting the knight to g5, maybe f4, maybe even rerouting on f2 to, you know, come somewhere. But maybe I shouldn't get too fancy. I mean, the computer already says white has a big advantage, so I probably shouldn't be rocking the boat here. I should just play normal looking moves. Let me pop this back to full screen. So yeah, I didn't throw away much of the advantage here. And yeah, it wants me to just start untangling with a3. I mean, I think I just saw this pawn's attacked. That's really annoying. I'm surprised a3 is even a move here, because a3, can't he just take on d4 and he's hitting my queen? So what happens here? Oh, queen a4 check. I never saw that. He's got to block with the knight, because if his bishop hangs, and if pawn, his bishop also hangs. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that was a way to save things. Not really save things. I mean, it still is throwing away a pawn, so it wasn't the first thing I thought of. This move develops and protects my pawns. It seemed like a good move, and it wasn't bad. But yeah, I just need to castle here. f3 was asking for trouble. I mean, and I should be aware of this, that, you know, when your king's uncastled and you're moving your f-pawn, you really need to look at checks on this diagonal. And I just was completely oblivious to it. Yeah, and it says king d1, and I'm actually still much better. Even king f1, and I'm much better. I'm probably winning. I didn't see f4 coming at all. I think was maybe the problem. Because, yeah, I mean, after knight f2, f4 is really strong. I mean, computer says it's just equal. But, I mean, he's threatening to take 2 pieces, so. Actually, I'm surprised that it's only dead equal here. I'm surprised that black doesn't have the advantage. looks like g3 was the only move to keep playing. So, Psy507, if you're watching the stream, you just withdrew. I'll be happy to play you once I'm done analyzing this game. So if you want to send me a challenge, I'll be happy to play you. So at least I'm glad I found G3, because everything else, and I'm just getting crushed. I mean, I guess G3's... Like, the only other way to save a piece is retreating the bishop, but then I didn't even calculate after knight d4. I just thought knight d4 had to be absolutely crushing. Just too cramped, 4 pieces attacking my king. So G3 was a good one to find. And yeah. And castling was correct here. So, I mean, in spite of the difficulties, I did play some of the best moves available to me. Yeah, he took there. Wants him to take this knight. I agreed with him taking this knight because I was already... I was hoping to play knight d5. I'm on the bishop, I'm on this fork, and I mean, my knight's just getting active. So yeah, now the computer is changing its mind and liking what he did, taking on c3. I thought that was a good move. Wow, it wants him to neglect the bishop. Yeah, I guess this bishop's hanging, so that does make some sense. Really, king d2 was better. I thought no way king d2 was better. That just looks so crazy. Cuts my queen's defense, you know, the lateral defense of the queen off, and I thought possibly I wanted my queen trying to get active over here somehow or another. Okay, now it likes king b1. Always play king b1. He took there. Yeah, bishop g5 is a nice idea. I guess it just threatens, I mean, kind of just prepares the bishop g6 check, I'm assuming is the idea. But bishop g6 check was good too. Wow, it says actually it was a blunder. Wow, really? Bishop g5's that strong? Bishop g5, bishop e7, knight h3. Okay. Long castles. Bishop takes e7, knight takes e7, knight g5. I mean, my knight looks good on g5, I agree. I was too scared to let him castle. I thought if I let him castle, I was just losing. Because my position's ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, his position's fairly ridiculous too, but if he castles, it looks more sound than mine. Where are the tunes? What's going on here? There we go. Okay. Yeah, king d8 was best. Rook de1. Yeah, that's kind of slow. I was thinking about that at some point to try to get this pawn going, but it felt like I needed to play, you know, felt like I needed to press the issue and really try to get the king while I could. Yeah, this move I thought I was just giving him a chance to make a mistake, because I thought anything other than king f8 was going to be bad, because it would allow queen f5 check. Or queen f5's not check, sorry, but it would allow queen f5, and his king looks to be in trouble. So computer says I'm actually only a little bit better after queen f8. Wants me to double in the H file before taking. Okay, this is all okay. Rook g1, huh? What am I... Rook G1, King C8. What am I threatening with Rook G1? Like, okay, if Rook G1, say he just moves his knight in like he wants to. Bishop check. I'm confused. I don't get Rook G1. Okay, that's an odd move. I thought Bishop F5 was a nice move to try to keep his king from running this way, although maybe I shouldn't care about his king running, because, I mean, he's blocking in his rook. So, but with his king here, his rook's even more blocked in, you know. So, I don't know, the computer actually says it's just dead equal now. C6 makes sense. Just give his king this square and get his rook out. Bishop G5 check. He blocked. It says I shouldn't... Oh wow, this trade was actually losing? After king takes. I guess, again, with the idea of activating the rook. I did miss the idea of this fork until after he took, and then I saw that the fork was problematic. So yeah, I think if I had seen that, then I would have probably played Bishop C1 to guard that. And then yeah, after I played Queen A4, I saw that B5 could be a good move. Oh, I didn't even see that this is just... Yeah, I guess that just wins a piece. Yeah. Yeah, Queen F7 just wins a piece, because if I move my queen to try to defend, the fork happens again. And I don't see any other way to defend both pieces. Well, I guess... Say I just move the bishop back. He can't play queen takes, because then I have a mate. So... What's the idea, like, here? Ah, then... Yeah, okay, then B5. Yeah, and the point of B5 is that if I take it, he gets a fork. So yeah, the computer actually suggests here, I'm guessing B5 still comes, yeah. Okay. So yeah, just dead loss tactically there if he finds that move. B5 also completely crushes me, because I'm gonna have to play, I guess, Queen B3 and then he can do all this stuff. Oh, it says Queen B4, but yeah, then he plays Queen F7. So if he finds the idea of Queen F7, he's completely winning. Okay, Rook H1 was... Wow, this is another one of those where I played the only good move. Yeah, I really wanted to mate him on the back ring. C6 was probably the only... Well, C6 or C5, he needs to give the C7 square to his king. Definitely didn't see Bishop D3. Let's check I'm losing again. I thought he absolutely could not take with the bishop. If he takes with the bishop, don't I take here with check? And then, like, he has to back his king up and I take the bishop with check? That just seemed like it had to be winning. What's... Oh, I just missed that he can block. Yeah, stupid. I mean, I'm guessing that was probably his analysis too, and why he didn't take with the bishop. Yeah. I mean, that makes total sense. I'm just... Forgot that the bishop could move back. And Okay, queen... Wow, so queen takes was crushing, and rook takes is dead equal. I guess because of this, yeah. Because of king b8, I can't allow. Man, I just thought after queen takes, what is my rook gonna do? I mean, I guess it's just here. And then there. Crazy. But he didn't find the move. Queen a6. And then from here on out, I was just completely winning. Managed to hold on to this one. Yeah, and I figured here I had to maneuver my knight somewhere. I almost let my time run out doing so, because I wasn't sure where I wanted my knight to go. But I mean, I saw he can't really do anything here, so I need to bring my knight into the game somehow. Also thought about trying to just push this pawn through. Okay, I accidentally played the best move. King there was best. Or, okay, now it's changing its mind. But yeah, take there to renew the pin. And, yeah. Then knight c5 was fairly obvious. Oh, I didn't even see that this was going to be mate next move. Yeah, I was just going to take the queen. I was going to take the queen, and then, I mean, it still is going to be mate, because I'm going to take this. But, interesting. Alright, so what am I up to? 2016? It's not too bad. Hopefully I can skip over 2020, you know, get past the coronavirus. So yeah, let's see. What's my rank here? 2386? Y'all can't see that, but I'm the 2,386th best classical player on Lichess, so yay. Alright, let's do one more. Whoever challenged me, I'm still happy to play you if you want. So if you send me a challenge before this game starts, I'll play you. Jeff Alpha. What will it be? Will I get to play the con? Oh, I don't know what to do against that. Oh yeah, I do. We've looked at this. Gotta remember what I'm supposed to do against it, but... yeah. What do I do? I think this is where I just play bishop f5 and then do this. Well, not e5, but e6. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. Okay, now what happened last time? Last time I had this kind of position, I think I played bishop e7, and then my knight had nothing to do. So I think the idea is I want to maneuver my knight through e7 and then play bishop e7. Because the bishop can easily have nowhere to go, especially if he plays like f4. Yeah, but now I'm wondering what happens there. Maybe just queen c7. Kind of just trusting that I remember this correctly. I wondered if he was going to go for g4. I thought about playing h6 to prepare for that, but it's possible this is best. Seems like my bishop kind of just gets in the way on g6. We've got good light square control already. I probably want to keep my bishop. Bishops are good. Just kind of makes it challenging to do anything with this knight. If the knight's not coming to g6, then I don't know where the knight goes, unless I do like this. Possible. Bishop g6 also kind of lets him play h4 with tempo, because then I've got to react. I just really do like the bishop sort of firing behind enemy lines here. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to it. See what happens. Yeah, I thought maybe he would do that, and I'm happy to trade them. I probably don't want to be the instigator of that trade, though. Also, I'm not sure if I want to take with the knight or the pawn. Probably the knight, I guess. Okay, let's just develop this knight. Got a threat on this pawn now. Maybe there's not a threat on the pawn. DK Donkey Kong. Okay. Well, wait. Yeah, rook c8. I thought about trying that. I thought he would just play knight f3. What's the idea there? Isn't this really good? That was the point of rook c8. I'm not gonna ever get trapped here because I can always take the knight. And I mean, the bishop e4 idea is still around. Actually, I can take and take this pawn. Yeah. So, is there any value to this intermezzo? I don't know, I don't see it. It just seems like it gives white a move. Like, I mean, I think knight f3 he's fine with playing, rook h3 he's fine with playing, even f3, f3 is probably not any good, but... I mean, if f3 is no good, then it's worth considering. But bishop f3 and... I'm gonna be up like 2 pawns, so... Alright, I think I'm just gonna take. Because I can win a pawn here, I can win a pawn here. Taking here is probably the most accurate. And I've got another knight. Well, I need to think about these checks. I mean, I should take here regardless. Wow. So he's just really challenging me to take more pawns. I'm thinking this is the time for that c2 idea. That we've seen a similar idea in some other positions. Kind of pulls his queen to the bad square, and it doesn't open up the rook and the bishop. Yeah, let's do that. And now I need to work on untangling here. Get these pieces developed. I don't know if I even want to castle over here because he's got such an initiative on that side of the board. Could play a6 and that would sort of threaten some ideas. Stop some checks. That's probably kind of slow. Thinking about d4 to give this knight a gorgeous square. Yeah. Well, I can trade queens. This pawn hangs. Probably not worth doing then. Probably just want to develop. Don't think I'm too concerned about this. I could just play a6. I mean, probably don't even have to do that, but I miss that I'm cutting off the defense of this pawn. But if he takes it, I get this pawn. Perhaps. Well, not really. Maybe just throw this in, trade those bishops off, get ready to castle. And keep him from castling. That looks pretty reasonable. Ah, actually that also cuts the defense of this, doesn't it? But my the knight's still in a pin. Okay, that's probably sensible. Man, I'm a little scared to castle, just with these pawns bearing down on me. But I'm also scared not to castle. So let's castle. Oh, come on. Please let me take that back. Come on. My mouse has been acting up lately, and strikes again. He's not gonna let me do it. Man, that really irritates me. Like, if it's an obvious mouse slip, just grant it. Alright, thank you. Okay. He's winning this pawn either way if he wants it. I think I want the rook to be open. Okay. I was wanting to play queen c7 and threaten the bishop. He can move it. It also hits the pawn. Rook a6 is another idea. He wants to take here and then take my bishop. But I forgot to calculate this, but it doesn't really work, I don't believe. Okay, I'm just gonna... Yeah, take here. If he takes, I get to take back with check. Maybe rook c8 was another idea. Oh, so far down on the clock. I wondered if maybe this would be annoying. Let's go here. I need to think faster. Man, that looks really annoying. You gonna let me do that? Also, maybe bishop d6. Bishop d6, I think he can defend. This does not look like he can defend everything. Well, I guess he didn't like that. I didn't think it was resignable, but could be. Probably pretty dire. I mean, I don't even know which way to take. Probably take with the bishop, because then the queen's coming in, and if he addresses that, I move my bishop with discovered check, and it gets kind of hairy. Yeah, thanks, Grand Platinum. Let's see what the computer says about this final position. Yeah. Computer says white should resign. Yeah, I think a3... Wow, I was already crushing him. I'm surprised. I mean, my position looks a lot more reasonable than his. I wonder if rook c2 is the best move. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, let's look at the full analysis. What am I up to? 2022, yes, I'm past the coronavirus. I don't have to deal with it. And I went from 2016 to 2022, so I get to skip the whole Trump presidency. That's pretty good, too. Yeah, it says black was better pretty much the whole game. So what happened in this weird opening? Yeah, so it's the Alapin, and we've looked at d5, although knight f6 is also possible. Knight f6 I always shy away from because of this. But I guess... yeah, I don't know what I do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I guess knight d5, but then can he kick me around some more? What's this line? e5, knight d5, d4, okay. Takes. Oh, not takes. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look so bad. Maybe d5 is better, because that's the second most common move, so maybe my opponents are a little less likely to know what happens. Oh, and he's actually supposed to take. And did I play this right? No, I did not. Supposed to play knight c6. I wonder if after knight c6 and like f4 or something, you play bishop f5. Oh, d4, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so you do play bishop f5, there's just a move order thing here. d5, queen takes. Oh. Yeah, so the main line is, or well, the correct response to d5 is e takes and drawing my queen out. But at least he doesn't have knight c3, so my queen's gonna be okay there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be playing playing it as a gambit, unless I really learn the book position well. I have been thinking I should study more openings. I mean, the conversations we've had the last few days, and especially the games with pass pawn, it's become clear that, man, if you know the opening better than your opponent, you can really get a pleasant position, and then, you know, I'm kind of getting to the point where if I get a +1 advantage out of the opening, there's a good chance I might just be ahead the whole game and not have to worry. So, okay, so basically all this happened by transposition. Except for, yeah. Well, I didn't play knight c6 for a while. Yeah, I don't know why, like, whenever I get into this position, the light bulb goes off in my head, like, it's a French, but I've gotten to play bishop f5, and I think recognizing that this is a French-like structure makes me want to play e6, which doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no real reason to play e6 yet. I mean, I guess it is going to have to be played so that my pieces can use e7, but... So this was a bit inaccurate, according to the computer anyway, but not much. Should just play knight c6. Yeah, h3 is a slow move. And yeah, I couldn't really figure what the point of h3 was unless he was going to play g4, but I thought g4 looked like an odd plan. So, you've tried 3 d4. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, wait. I thought you meant from the white side. I thought about d4 here. I think I'm going to try to just remember knight c6. Like, knight c6 was the first move that crossed my mind, but I was like, well, he's probably going to play f4 and defend this. I mean, in truth, he's probably going to play d4 and defend it, but it still makes sense to me that it's the best move. So I think I'm going to just try to commit to that line, if I can remember it. The problem is I go like a week or two between seeing the Alapin, and then I forget everything in that time. So where were we? Here, yeah. Okay, knight e2 was, or not, sorry, knight e7 was correct. Yeah, and I was thinking later, like, maybe this knight will go to c6 and this knight will come to d7. As a way to sort of untangle. It likes this bishop e4. Yeah, so it likes the bishop e4, f3, bishop g6 idea that you posited, Alonso. I assumed that here he would play knight f3. And after taking, I thought I didn't want to develop his queen for him, but maybe his queen's not really doing anything over here. Yeah, I guess the queen's not really well placed on f3, so... and I'm giving my bishop away for a knight that has wasted a tempo rather than for this knight that hasn't moved yet. And there's probably some benefit to keeping the rook on a1 rather than b1. So yeah, that's a nice point. And obviously if he plays f3, I'm happy to fall back to g6 at that point, getting in the way of his own knight. So yeah, that's nicely spotted. Just out of curiosity, since I considered this so long, okay, yeah, it says that would be an inaccuracy, possibly a mistake. So, it wants me to take this right away. I thought it was better. Okay, now it's sort of waffling. It didn't make sense to me to take, because if he takes, I'm either doing something with the knight or I'm opening up my rook. I was already not sure at this point if I would castle this game. Yeah, and okay, the computer doesn't really like rook c8. I wanted to line up a threat of taking and then playing knight b4 and being able to jump into c2. That was my idea with rook c8. And it's not bad, but maybe I should just resolve things over here first. That seems to be the computer's opinion, and the computer's opinion is more valuable than mine. Yeah, I thought that was a really strange move. Like, you played bishop d3 to trade off the bishops. I guess he was worried about losing d4. But this doesn't even save d4 because of the takes and knight here plan that looks really annoying. Yeah, I thought h5 was probably the most challenging move. Yeah. And it still likes this bishop b4 f3 idea. I thought, yeah, I mean, I guess the same point applies. I thought if bishop e4, bishop f3, but maybe I can just take. Why doesn't it like this? It wants him to play f3, so what's the issue here? Oh, I just start breaking through. Yeah, that does look annoying. He doesn't take. Yeah, I mean, these pawns are quite good. He doesn't take. Oh, if he takes, I get the octopus knight. Man, we haven't seen the octopus in a while. And I'm winning this bishop. Yeah, the computer recommends the queen takes the octopus, so that's usually a good sign. Wow, so that gets pretty crushing pretty quickly. Oh, you thought h5 was good for me to try to get the rook into the game. Yeah. Well, the computer likes it too. Wouldn't he play g5? I mean, I think that still is probably good for me because then his kingside attack is kind of petered out. I mean, I guess, yeah, he can just take it. And it's a pawn sacrifice, but it activates my rook. Yeah, that's true too. g5, the knight comes into f5. And it's gonna apply pressure here. Yeah, so h5 makes a lot of sense too. So the computer is saying this, and then the bishop into e4. Computer really liked bishop e4, so might have to remember to give that idea more credence next time. But I'm still much better here. And it wants me to take the... Ah, it wants d3 now. Okay, now it wants to take that pawn. Doesn't like taking on c3. I thought that made the most sense. But yeah, I mean, his e5 pawn is a pretty valuable pawn, so maybe I don't know. It does make sense that it would be better to take that. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking... I didn't expect him to play knight f3. I only really looked at taking this, and I was like, well, this pawn structure is pretty awkward for him. And the computer agrees, but... Ah, and c2 was the best move. So that was cool. It wants me to take the pawn. I thought I might lose the knight if I took the pawn, because I thought, like, this check... I guess this knight just comes back. No, it even wants this knight. If I do this knight, why can't he just take this? What? Queen a5 check. I always miss these... I miss these moves all the time. Okay, interesting. So I played it a little safer, which the computer says gives away my advantage. And I did hang this pawn eventually, which was obviously not good. Ah, and it wants d3 rar. Yeah, d3 makes a lot of sense. Didn't even see it. Didn't see that it was legal. Yeah, d3 is annoying. Man, d3, and if his bishop goes here, then his king's not castling. If his bishop goes here, then can't I, like, take... Or no, this knight's pinned. I keep forgetting the knight's pinned. If I get rid of this knight, I'm threatening d2. So... d3 and queen d5 next. Ah. Yeah, queen d5 is annoying. So I guess d3 just to force him to do this first, and then queen d5, because like queen d5 now, there's not really a threat. Yeah. Yeah, so I could have punished him a lot more than I did. I played a little safe, which included blundering this pawn. Although that did help me activate my pieces, which in the grand scheme may have been better. Well, not better, but I mean, it was a good idea since I knew I had the advantage. He can't bishop b3 because of queen. Yeah, I wondered if queen takes f3 worked, because I guess I'm playing d2 and like taking the bishop and promoting and doing all sorts of stuff there. Yeah, I mean that's just really strong if he allows all that. Oh, it wants f6 here. Gross. Yeah, f6 makes sense. Get rid of his e5 pawn, open up my rook. I wanted to threaten this, because obviously that would be a pretty nice piece to win. And his king's in trouble. Man, the computer is not concerned. Really? Why doesn't this work? Yeah, I mean, I saw he's on my queen at the end, and I thought I just played here, but I guess I have given up a piece. Or have I? He took a knight here, but I took the bishop here, so no. Well, the computer doesn't like this. There's probably not much of an attack anymore, and his rook's coming into the game soon, so that makes some sense. But he didn't find that. King G2. Taking the pawn was correct. And yeah, really happy I found Rook C2. Ah, and Bishop D3 was better. I was looking at Bishop D3 to try to exploit the pin here, but I thought that Rook H3... Oh, and then I go back. Because now the rook can't come to F1 to defend. I mean, I'm still attacking his queen. Ah, that's funny. But, yeah, okay. So that was pretty good. Okay, let's see. Trying to decide if I want to play another one or not. I could just play Blitz or something instead. I've been in the think, you know, using the brain for a while now, so maybe I should play something a little more brainless. Does anyone in the chat want to play some Blitz or Bullet? I'm no good at Blitz and Bullet. I'm even worse at Blitz and Bullet than I am at Classical, so... No takers? Come on, folks. Alright, I guess I'll just play some random people. Let's work on that Blitz rating. Sicilian? Khan? Yes. Don't do an Alapin. Okay, thank you. Bishop E3, do it. Darn. And what do I do against this early F4? Maybe the spin still works? This seems good. Wondering if he'll play Rook F1. If he does that, I don't know if I should go pawn hunting or not. Queen F3. Okay. Well. I think I will decline the queen trade. Oh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. That's losing a piece. And possibly still getting mated. Scary. That sacrifice probably still works. That's my guess. Yeah. I don't know, maybe. Maybe F5. Alright, well I guess I've stumped him momentarily anyway. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Join Discord. I don't know. Can't leave this diagonal. Gotta watch H8. But at least I'm up a pawn if I survive all this. Man, he made Luft. That's not good. Pretty tough to not get mated. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? But maybe this. Oh. Well, I still don't know what's happening here. Probably getting mated. Gotta be getting mated. I'm surely everything gets mated. Yeah, Rook A7 was brilliant. Ah. Darn. He's got an answer for everything. I guess I can resign this. Well, that was interesting. Bongo Man. Con. Oh, even better. Ah, he didn't take. Probably a terrible move. I want to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to go crazy in Castle King side, or Queen side, whatever this way is. Am I getting mated if I take that pawn? Don't really have a choice. Man, I think bishop takes like f7 and I might get mated. I guess he didn't think so. Let's get this guy out of the way. Trap my queen. Is it trapped? No. Not yet. Give me time. Is my queen trapped yet? Is my king getting crushed yet? What is this position? Like, what am I doing over here? None of these pieces are where they should be. What do you do? Sacked on me? Well, it's not really a sack, is it? Okay. Guess I'll take here. Weaken all my dark squares. Ooh, that's mean. Yeah, this is one of the worst games I've ever played. Man, he's not kidding. This is not the most useful bishop in the world. Well, right. Well, that's not ideal. I mean, come on. How am I not getting mated? Yeah, knight there looks pretty good. That would be hanging. I just don't have a good move. Man, I can't believe how awful this is. And I'm not even down material. Probably still winning with these guys. There's no probably about it. He's got to be winning. Time scramble. No. Oh wow, I defended my rook. That was completely accidental. I need more time. Ah! Come on, don't see it. Talk about undeserved. Good God. What? How? How did any of that game happen? Too tired and weak and bad at chess. Yeah. This kind of tells the tale. Man, it says I was... I had a lot of chances to win. I was actually wondering if I had Queen F2 check, if I was going to be able to promote right here. Yeah, I guess I can't. Glad I didn't play that. Instead I hung my rook. But he hung something last. Queen F2, anything here? No. Ah, yeah, okay. I figured it probably didn't work. I wanted to have more time to calculate it. But yeah, so he was better the entire game, unsurprisingly, until here. Oh yeah, here he just hung a knight. He missed that I was defending my pawn with my last move. Okay, either move was okay. I wasn't sure. I was worried about if bishop takes, queen c6 check. I mean, I guess I could just play bishop b7, but taking with the queen seems safer. Yeah, now I'm just winning. I mean, I'm up a piece, but his pawns are pretty dangerous. I kept trying to get, you know, get to his king somehow. Yeah, I mean, this was just so sharp. I would likely blunder in these positions, even if it were a long game, because there's just so many lines to calculate. Wow, queen takes b2. He takes, and I guess e2? Queen takes b2, queen takes e7. He can't take, so I guess I just promote if he takes this. That's cool. So I missed that one. Now it's a draw again. I almost went here, and then I remembered that I've done Puzzle Rush before. He might not have seen it. And I just completely accidentally defended my rook. I didn't even see that it was hanging. And then I forgot again. And now he's winning if he doesn't hang mate in 1, which he did. I'm guessing he saw this and was like, well, I'm guarding it, and missed this. That's the kind of thing I would do. So yeah. Alright. Well, those Blitz games were fun. What am I at now? 1800 almost? Alright, well, it was a successful stream. I'm probably gonna call it here. I'm past my prime. So yeah, up to 2022 classical. Wow, it's unheard of. What's my rank? Where is it? 2258. Man, I'm almost in the top 2000. So that's pretty good. Happy with all that. And then Blitz, my it's funny to me that like my classical is rank 2000 and Blitz rank 100,000. Just goes to show you the strength of those two pools, and that I'm a lot worse comparatively when the time control gets faster. So, yep, I'm gonna end the stream here and rest my brain and come back and probably do some more tomorrow. I don't know what time I'll stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a daytime stream sometime soon, since I haven't done that in a while. Saturday's probably a good day to do it, but I don't know. Yeah, there were some great games. I'm pretty happy. Did I lose a classical game tonight, or did I just... I think I went 3-0. If I can find the games. I think I went 3-0. Yep. So hopefully I'm solidly above 2,000 now. That would be nice if I, you know... It would be a little it would take away from it a little bit if like I hit 2000 and then I just immediately fell back to like 1950 and then didn't hit 2000 again for another 2 months. So hopefully I can stay up here in this lofty air. But all right, well, that's it. Thanks again everyone for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.